My name is Ephrahim Kadala. I'm a pastor of the EYN Church, Church of the Brethren in Nigeria. I'm the peace coordinator of the church. The Church of the Brethren is a pietist church. Anabaptists are people who believed in the non-violence. And when they were persecuted because of their beliefs here, they migrated to the United States of America. And in 1923, they left America. They sent some missionaries to our country, to the northeastern part of Nigeria, for mission work. They brought their beliefs with them and taught us to be non-violent people, not to respond to violence with violence, but with love. We accepted this, but it became a problem, and it was tested when the Boko Haram came. Before the coming of Boko Haram, the Church of the Brethren in Nigeria had 53 church districts, almost 490-something parishes, about 1,200 and something worship centers, and more than 500 pastors. For a single denomination to have over 1 million members is not a small thing in the north. But when Boko Haram came, out of these 53 church districts, only 6 remained. The rest were destroyed. Our church headquarters was overrun. Over 700,000 members became displaced. You have heard about these Chibok girls that were abducted in the school. Out of the 219, 178 of them are our members. Therefore, the church became almost decimated completely. Our people, the youth, the young people amongst us began to ask questions. What is the meaning of this pacifism? What is this idea about non-violence? We turned this cheek, they slapped this, we turned this, now they are cutting our heads. What do we do? This became a defining moment for our church. A lot of our members were asking, what do we do? Can't we just defend our members? Can't we defend our families? So it is in this condition that we thought it will be very good to strengthen our relationship with the Muslims. This organization, CAMPI, that is going to receive this Peace Prize, had existed even before Boko Haram. But with the Boko Haram, we strengthened this relationship and made it a very strong organization to fight the notion that Muslims and Christians can't live together. So CAMPI is a movement organized by the Church of the Brethren to engage in dialogue and to do meaningful engagement to see that we can live together despite our differences. My friend here was a founding member of this group. We have gone through a lot of struggles. Radical Muslims are opposing the Muslims coming to this meeting, and Christians that are angry are also against us by coming together with the Muslims. If there's violence going on and good people keep quiet, they don't talk about it, they don't take any initiative, then this violence will continue.
My name is Hussaini Shuaibu.
Ich heiße Hussaini Shuaibu.
I'm a teacher in Federal Polytechnic Movie, and I'm the General Secretary of the Christian and Muslim Peace Initiative. Well, as the Reverend has said, CAMPI came into being before the arrival of Boko Haram. But it's because of the whiff of anti-Islamic movement that we noticed, which made us start this. Because anybody that has the knowledge of religion knows both Christianity and Islam forbid killing. Thank God for the wisdom of the Church of the Brethren Mission in Nigeria, who had the platform. Under that platform, we were able to meet, form executive body, and begin to invite pastors and imam for workshops. Because if you're a pastor or imam, you can have the opportunity of having congress, that's congregation to tell them something. And as a teacher, you can from time to time have students before you, and you can take few minutes out of what you are supposed to teach and preach peace. Because in Northeast Zone, where the Boko Haram comes, hardly could you enter a family without meeting Christian and Muslim mixed together. So as a Muslim, if I have a naming ceremony, I will invite my Christian brother to come and share the merriment with me. So also death ceremony, marriages, and even Thanksgiving services. So we advise the pastors and imam in this type of occasion, they should speak with a persuasive kind of speech, not to anger anybody. We also organize, that is a leadership workshop to teach them how to handle grievance. And when that started, well, we started seeing success because the tension started falling. Because in the CAMPI, every member is an ambassador of the CAMPI. So if, like a Muslim, trying to do something that is wrong, which is anti-Islam, I outrightly tell him this is not in the Quran or Hadith. So also on the other side, if they are radical Christians, the pastors do stand up to tell them it is not so in the Bible. We do also have programs in secondary schools where we form peace clubs. We choose teachers who have love for peace in order to handle the Christian and Muslim members who are in the peace club. And they are made to organize like debate on peace talk, how to tolerate one another. Because sometimes they are taught bad things at home, but when they come to school, we diffuse it. We also make every school to organize drama pertaining peace at the end of every term. We also identify vulnerable groups like the less privileged and the drug addicts, and we also come to their aid because we realize some of these young people get into drug taking because of lack of what to do. So when we identify their problems, sometimes we orient them and even start small-scale businesses for them. So with these activities, we have gone a long way in creating peace. So by the time Boko Haram came into our area, that notion of Muslim, maybe the activities of Boko Haram is Muslim, was debunked.
When we form these peace clubs in these schools, we develop a project we call angel-mortal relationship. This program is to bring Muslims and Christians together, knowing from the backgrounds of their religions that angels play very important roles in the protection of human beings. So we bring, for instance, 20 Christians and 20 Muslims, and we write their names, and we make the Christians to pick the names of the Muslims, and the Muslims to pick the names of the Christians. Angels don't reveal themselves to their mortals, but we tell them, you are responsible for their well-being. You are responsible for their protection, for providing for them, for writing good, encouraging letters, and so many things that you can do to help this person to live well. This could be for 1 month, it could be for 2, 3 months, or 6 months, or 1 year. Then at the end of this particular project, we'll call them together. Then we'll ask the first person to come. Because everybody, if you pick your mortal, someone will pick and becomes your angel too. Everybody is involved. So you will come up and the rest are sitting. Then you say, well, for the past 1 year, I have been an angel to this person. Then that person will know that day that it is you that has been giving him these gifts, that has been helping him in many ways. You will never know, and it brings group cohesion. Peer groups can influence others negatively, and also parents, through their discussions in homes and places, will also influence the youth negatively. So we are trying to break the culture of antagonism between the Christians and the Muslims right from the base. This has helped us a lot. Among the youth, there could be discussions between the Muslim youth that the Christians are bad, we need to do something. And the angels or the mortals will say, no, I have had a Christian angel that has helped me and I never knew it was him. For a complete year, he has been taking care of me, and how can that boy be bad? And how can his religion be bad? And it's the same, even in the family. The children will tell their parents, no, we don't believe this. It is you that has this. I have lived with them in schools, and I have had an angel who is a Muslim or a Christian, and we had no problem. So this has helped. Also, we do trauma healing in the displaced people's camps for both Muslims and for Christians. And sometimes during these workshops, there are tears because there are confessions and there are forgiveness and there's reconciliation. And sometimes we call it the Cathedral of Tears. And this also heals the community. Necessity is the mother of invention. We invented this because we had to do something. We had to do, that's our motto. Do something for peace. Just do something. No matter how little you do. It's not about being so magnanimous, but how you do it. Just do something. I mean, it doesn't matter what people say. It's what your conviction, your beliefs. You don't have to give us money, you don't have to give us anything, but your prayers and your thoughts and your advocacy will make us also very strong. Thank you.